Welcome to Season 3, Episode 2 of Danielle Inspires. Danielle Inspires is your inspiration station. My name is Danielle Rittman, and it is my honor and my calling to breathe life back into God's people. At some point in your human experience, life can and will knock the wind right out of your sails, causing you to feel deflated, defeated, and powerless to move forward. In this moment, some of you might feel like you are without direction or clarity, and I get it. I've been there. My question and the episode title for today is, do you need a sabbatical? I am 6 months into a 12-month sabbatical, and in this episode of Danielle Inspires, I want to unpack what a sabbatical is, explain why I'm taking a sabbatical, share lessons learned thus far, and get you thinking about how and when to take your very first sabbatical. All of this and more coming up next on Danielle Inspires. Let's start with tackling the question, what is a sabbatical? A sabbatical is an extended period of leave or break from work that an employee, business owner, or academic might take after a set period of service. The primary purposes of a sabbatical can vary, but generally include rest and recharge. This is to take time off to rest, recover, and prevent burnout from long-term work or academic commitments. Number two, personal and professional development. So maybe you need to take a break to engage in activities that enhance your skills, further education, conduct research, or attend key conferences that really get your engine running. Number three, people take sabbaticals to start or complete personal projects. You might want to take a sabbatical to pursue personal interests, hobbies, or projects that are not directly related to work, but are meaningful to you and your family. An excellent reason for a sabbatical is for travel and exploration. I am so grateful for this season in my life to travel and explore new cultures and environments, which provide fresh perspective and inspiration. I just came back from an entire month in France. I traveled to Le Grand Motte and ordered breakfast in French for the first time. I spent 3 weeks in Montpellier learning French at Ile. I stayed with host family. I visited different tourist spots in Montpellier. It was an amazing experience, and I'll share more in future episodes of my travel experiences on Danielle Inspires. So number five, and another very important reason to take a sabbatical is to reset your life. Every now and then, we simply need to press the reset button and start anew. I'm in this space of resetting my life, and that's why I'm on a sabbatical. So if you are an employee or academic, sabbaticals are often granted after a certain number of years of service at an organization or institution and can last from a few months to a year or more, depending on the policies of the employer or institution. Sabbaticals are generally seen as a way to promote long-term productivity and job satisfaction by allowing employees time to rejuvenate and gain new perspectives and experiences. What prompted my sabbatical? In June of this year, I didn't just resign from my job. I decided to leave the status of employee far behind me for good to pursue investing and business ownership full time. What does my sabbatical involve and not involve? Well, my sabbatical does not involve actively earning money. I earn money passively through investments. I'm not actively performing any business or employment activities. Once I came from under the pressures of unrealistic work expectations and obligations, limited freedom over my time, a toxic power dynamic between me and my former manager, and economic dependence on a job, I realized that being an employee is a lot like being an indentured servant. In future episodes of Danielle Inspires, I will talk about our divine design as human beings. And once you have those teachings, you'll understand why indentured servitude just does not fit us. The short of it is that we were made in the image and likeness of God. We are not designed to be slaves or indentured servants. We are sovereigns, a kingly people. If you would like more information about your divine design and God's remarkable plan for the lives of humans, be sure to subscribe to Danielle Inspires so that you don't miss those episodes. Now that I'm on the other side of bondage, I realize that my former schedule sent signals to my heart that I'm insignificant. My wants and needs don't matter. My life doesn't matter. And I'm just a cog in the wheel of commerce along with everyone else. That's the signals that I was getting. When you're in bondage, you make all sorts of excuses to explain your misery just to cope, just to survive another day until retirement. Retirement, though, is such a gamble because number one, you don't know if you'll be well enough to enjoy retirement. Number two, you don't know if your money will be long enough to enjoy retirement. And number three, when you've spent all your adult life as an indentured servant, that's all you know how to be, which means you will eventually find another job after you retire. Lessons learned in month 1 of 12 of my sabbatical. For a person who is used to working, I thought that I would be bored within the first month of the sabbatical, but that's not what has happened. I wasn't 100% sure what to expect, but within weeks of following my resignation, there was a new pep in my step, a new glide in my stride. I felt liberated. I felt free and very excited about the process of reclaiming my life, my mind, and my time. On day 1 of the sabbatical, I realized that my time was my own to do with as I wanted. That reality still makes me cry randomly during the day. By the end of the first week, I rejoiced in knowing that I was no longer economically dependent on a job with limited upward mobility and suppressed income potential, while my new life has no limits in terms of income and professional and personal growth. Because I've been so used to working within constraints, it will take time for me to adjust to my new limitless environment. I do want to state that wanting to live free and learning to live free are two different realities. I'm learning to live free, and it's not as easy as you think, but it's doable. Freedom is in our innate disposition, and we should all take the time out of our busy schedules to reconcile to that fact. After week 1 of my sabbatical, I grasped that my thoughts were no longer consumed with the expectations of others. I was finally free to think about me. And then I cried some more as I acknowledged that my needs and wants and my thoughts and my feelings deserve ample space in my life. I'm creating that space. Instead of breathing in the toxic fumes of unrealistic expectations, I'm inhaling life and love and the pursuit of happiness. And I'm exhaling all things that no longer serve me. By week 3, it became abundantly clear that there was no longer a power dynamic in my life between master and servant and employer and employee. I was free to command my own destiny. By the end of month 1, I was completely surprised at how full my days were with just basic tasks like household chores, yard work, professional development, and self-care. I couldn't understand how I worked 40 hours a week while managing personal tasks. And then I realized that I was only doing a little here and a little there for myself. Most of my life was the job, and whatever remained, which was very little, got crammed into weekends, holidays, and PTO. Other than these lessons learned in this first month of freedom, I've spent time resting and recharging and traveling. My movements have been casual and unhurried. I flow from one activity to another without stress. It's like a dance with life, swaying to my own body's rhythm and my own timing at my own pace. Of course, I had to close out month one with a bang. So I booked my first cruise ever. It took a bit of time to find the cruise destinations that I wanted on the dates that I wanted. It was important to me to end my first month of the sabbatical on a cruise, and I did just that. I knew nothing about taking a cruise and didn't do any research about the cruise ship until after I booked my cruise on the MSC Seashore. Our destinations included various destinations in the Bahamas and Mexico. I plan to do an episode about the cruise because I've been so blessed by the videos others have posted that help me pack and plan my excursions. I feel like I need to contribute meaningfully to the conversation and help others. So expect an episode about the MSC Seashore and cruising in general very soon. So after everything I've shared thus far, do you need a sabbatical? Let's return to the purposes of a sabbatical to help you make that decision. Do you need to rest and recharge? Do you need more time to develop personally and professionally? Maybe you have several personal projects on hold at home because you just don't have the time to start or complete them. What about time for travel and exploration? Or maybe it's time to push the reset button on your life. If PTO and vacations are not providing ample time to rest and recharge, to pursue other interests, personal and professional development, or complete personal projects, you really need to think about taking a sabbatical. If you have the money to travel but not the time, you should consider taking a sabbatical to travel and explore new cultures and environments. Maybe you're at that place in your life where you need to press the reset button and start anew. If so, do yourself a favor and take a sabbatical to rediscover your passions, minister to your needs and wants, and get your life back on track. How to buy back your time for yourself. When I decided to take a sabbatical, I did not crunch any numbers to see if I could afford this life break because I didn't want money to dictate what's next for me. I know what my present resources are, but I also know that my present resources cannot take me where I want to go, which means I have to manifest the life I want. If you can't buy the future you want, you always have the option of manifesting it. The innate abilities that make us remarkable, like the ability to manifest our dreams and visions, are often uncultivated because we choose to live in survival mode. It takes boldness, courage, and faith to stand in your truth. And you cannot stand in your truth if money influences whether you stay or go. Our yeses and nos to happiness in life need to be made with the full assurance that the universe will respond favorably and open doors for us. You can posture yourself as a master of your own fate, and the universe will respond in kind to your declaration of sovereignty. Listen, it takes time and discipline to master oneself. And if you're interested in getting started building the life that you want, I'd love to help you take that first step. God has called me to this platform for such a time as this, when people are truly desiring to live and walk on a higher path. If you know in your heart of hearts that your current life is no longer fitting who you are becoming, but fear is holding you back from fully evolving into your next, I'd love to hear from you and help you transition into the remarkable life that awaits you. I'm so grateful to God for giving me the space and the time to renew my mind and become the person of bold faith and courage that I am becoming and stand in today. I am not fully there yet, but I'm on the journey and I'm excited about what's next for me and what's next for you. Be sure to subscribe and hit the alert button, because content I have planned will help you stay engaged with your next elevated lifestyle and higher path. So until next time, be bold, be great, and be inspired. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for joining me to watch another episode of Danielle Inspires. If you have not done so already, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the alert button to be aware of new content as soon as it is released, and share this video with those you love. See you next time.